you have a bottle opener? What are you doing?
West is home.
Oh, okay.
They know their clientele.
Welcome. We're
Yeah.
already rolling, man.
I figured.
This is the official beginning. Make
actually-
sure you
yeah.
can see
Have we
yourself
been
in there.
recording?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
We missed all the gold that Lucas and I dropped. So, for any, I don't know if I.
We just-
let
we
me
need
know
our-
if you can't see me if I sit back.
We need our sponsor.
Product placement.
Yeah.
I'll get a fresh one.
That is a fresh one.
Okay. I'll put my fresh one back.
Oh, never mind. All right, so welcome. This is episode possibly 6. Depends on how you look at our last episode. It
I was just two friends talking.
it may surface. It may not surface.
Probably
It
not.
may go out in conjunction with this one.
Yeah.
Today we are with the West Coast bad boy Taylor Impey, who
In studio.
all of you remember from
My sterling guest appearance.
the 2 or 3 still shots that moved once in a while every couple of hours when we did a Skype session. And he was in California, University of Southern California. So we're blessed with his presence here today. And Lucas Henkin.
I don't have a nickname, is it?
I don't know, man. I was going to introduce you as the poor man's Josh Letzinger.
Oh.
It's alright. He needs his ego pumped, so that's...
Just kidding. Actually, it's just it's almost a bizarro situation when you have the facial hair and everything, and you've been on the show now this many times, so twice, which is the same
Okay.
number of times that Josh Letzinger has been on. So
We haven't gone live yet, though, so...
you guys are
This one will be 1.
both tied.
Mm-hmm.
All three of
all
you.
three
It's
of
a
us. This is my
three-way
second
tie for
appearance,
first on the number 1 appearances, including the co-host himself, Josh Letzinger. But we're here in the kitchen. Taylor, help yourself to some ham, by the
I
way.
haven't. I've been.
Okay.
It's good, yeah.
I'll check the footage to see if that's true. This came from my office. This is honey baked ham, by
It's
the
good.
way.
I figured you didn't
Extremely
bring it,
good. And we're pairing that today with boar's head, imported Switzerland Swiss, aged over 120 days.
Wow.
And
Was that
washing
one
it
that
down
was,
with a Four Loko Black. And
What flavor is that? I mean, I know it's black, but what is that?
I'd describe it as sour citrus, perhaps.
I'm glad to see your taste in alcohol are so refined, Rich.
I don't understand the stigma that Four Loko has, but that's because
Oh, serious?
I don't have the same drinking history as most people my age. So, to me, it's just a delicious little drink that comes with 14% alcohol.
You haven't like, seen the color it turns your puke when you vomited it back up. Because once you see that, it changes you.
I'll never forget the blue raspberry.
Yeah, I think mine was green
in my
apple.
driveway.
Green apple just on I puked on the grass, green grass in the summer. I tell you what, those are different shades of green. Once you see it, it changes it, man.
You'll get there someday. This will come up on your driveway or your front stoop, and then you'll... Out of that.
Yeah. That's why you bring the original Bad Boys of podcasting into the studio.
One can hope.
That's the kind of knowledge that we bring to the table.
Yeah, so this was introduced to me by a hopefully podcast hopeful. When we get this thing into the future here, a couple of years, we get Joel Matheson on this episode, on this podcast.
I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
Hear what he's been doing. Hear what he has to say about Jamaica and everything.
Yeah.
He introduced me to Four Loko in the back of an SUV.
Sounds
So
alright.
we
What
were
else
on,
did he introduce you to?
the 2 of us were riding in the back. We had a couple of
sure you
ladies
were.
were driving to a frisbee tournament, and
Couple ladies.
the names have been removed to protect the innocent. And so Joel and I both enjoyed Four Loko, and in the game where you see like a single headlight on, smack the roof, and some people play that padiddle. It depends on where you're from. Apparently here they play sex, and they just sell sex, and they hit the roof of the car. You guys ever do that?
Last person to hit it?
Last person to hit it has to remove clothing. So Joel and I ended up in our underwear. It was a long trip. So it's just Joel and I in our underwear drinking Four Locos in the back of an SUV. So I hope to reminisce about that one day on this very show. If this show exists for any purposes for that.
It's just that one moment.
So let's talk Christmas. It's end of year, Christmas and New Year's. What did you do, Taylor? We talked about ours off air.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's
Let
only...
me finish very professionally eating this.
Oh, you're
chip.
right.
No. I didn't really do anything. Just had dinner with my family.
Here in town, here in
Yeah.
Boise.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very quiet, very very laid back.
Was USC anywhere near the fires?
No.
Okay.
Those were north of LA.
All right. Well, that's good.
You can kind of see the smoke like one day it was smoky, but it didn't really affect my life at all.
Okay. Well, moving on from Christmas.
Yeah, there's not much there, man. Find something else.
What did you get for Christmas?
Ooh,
What did you
that's-
give for Christmas?
What did I give? I gave my dad a really nice Chianti. Right?
I recognize that from Dumb and Dumber.
That's Italian. That's red
Red
wine.
Chianti.
Chianti. I got my mother some very nice Epsom bath salts.
Okay.
She likes to take baths. What I received, much more importantly,
Okay.
was a set of golf clubs. That was my
A whole set?
whole set. Yeah.
I know another person who got a whole set of golf clubs, Mr. Matthew Stegman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
From I think a Bazooka was the brand, which doesn't sound
That's like
legit.
They don't sell those at golf shops. You can only buy them at like Rite Aid. That's
You hear that, Matt?
Yeah. Your clubs suck, bro. Sorry, I don't want to insult the Bazooka
Did he
Corporation.
have a set before that?
I don't think so.
So
I
then
don't
it's
know.
an upgrade. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I mean,
right-
it's better than like I don't
Right
know.
in the
he was
comments
probably
whether or not you had
using
a
somebody
set.
else's clubs.
So
how many times do you think he gets the ball airborne in a single round?
I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a story of
That's enough.
me and this man on Pierce Park Greens. Okay,
Yeah.
nine hole par 3,
Yeah.
and we're playing our re-round because that's what it took to get warmed up. And we're going into the last hole at like +4 each, and basically I teed off and got within like 12 feet of the hole. Not a good putter though, so that is not. That right there is probably a 20% putt for me.
Yeah.
Matt tees off, and he's 30 yards away. All right, so to put it in perspective, the whole thing is
It's like 65
90
yards.
yards long. So he tees off 60 yards of the 90 required, and it's his. He's obviously away, so he takes his second shot. But while we were walking up to the ball, he gets this like competitive moment right before he had this hole. He was like, "Rich, we had to skip a family to keep going."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are we replaying that hole or not?" I'm like, "Well, if we're not tied at the end of this hole, we're not going to replay it. That's it. This is the last hole." He's like, "All right, good. Have to know. It's going to end right now." And he's walking up to his second shot, and he's like, "I'm going to put this one in. Put the pressure on you." He steps up to his 30-yard chip, and he holds it out. He just socks it like straight in the hole, and I missed my 12-foot putt. So I lost a round based on that guy knocking in a 30-yard hole out.
This is Stegman?
Birdie Stegman, yes, the now proud owner of a full set of
Bazooka
bazookas.
golf clubs. For adults.
Got to clarify what the bazooka is.
Love it. So
Yeah,
that man deserves a brand new set of golf clubs of the mediocreest quality.
apparently, yeah.
I use probably like
Whose clubs was he using?
he was,
he, like,
he was
using
using
yours?
mine.
Yeah.
You did that with
Really
my gloves.
embarrassed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not hers. What's that you got, right?
That might not be true. I don't remember the detail on that one.
What kind of set did you get?
I literally don't know. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I know at one point I've owned Knight golf clubs.
Knight?
Knight, which is Walmart, I'm pretty sure.
Is it like with a K? Or
K,
like,
with a
okay.
K. The current ones might be Wilson. I really
Yeah.
don't know.
Wilson was big like 40 years ago.
That's probably when these were from. The bag is the special part because it's got like fake alligator skin. And
Oh,
it's a
yeah,
classic
yeah,
tube
yeah.
design with a leather strap, so
Yeah,
there's no
old school,
no
super old
comfort,
school.
no resting mechanism, no legs.
Set it down,
you pay a caddy, man, because you're balling. That's what you pay a caddy to carry your uncomfortable bag.
Did Stegman have to carry your bag around?
No, it was Pierce Park. But so I was just
No, you
wedge,
just
wedge
took
and
the
putter.
wedges, yeah.
However, he also brought like 4 clubs with him because he didn't remember the Pierce Park, like how it was played. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's like 135 or something on one of these holes. Not a single one.
No, the
So-
longest hole
so
is
he-
like 100 yards.
So he
maybe.
carried on the first round. He carried with him like a 7, 8, 9 wedge putter,
Wow.
like in a gaggle, just carrying the whole thing around. So I had that going for me. I
Until
look
the
like
end.
I look
That's
like I knew what
refreshing.
I was doing, but I can't putt to save my life. So that's the big problem. All right, so Christmas, you got golf clubs.
Yeah, I got a set of tailor-made 760s.
It's a little better. It's a little better than bazookas.
With Project X extra stiff shafts for the fans at home.
Set of what? From what to what?
I got from 58. My wedges are 58, 54, 50, and then I got pitching.
3 wedges.
Yeah.
Really?
It's a
Okay.
different game of golf he's playing than the rest of us.
Woo!
Right, and then I got what pitching wedge through 4-iron, and then I got a 2-iron, a driving 2-iron as well. So I can hit that off the tee.
When would you hit that?
When I hit the 2-iron?
Can you? I want the 58, 54, 50, and the 2.
And a pitching
Iron.
wedge, so that's your 56, right?
No, a pitching wedge is like 48 degrees.
Okay.
When do you use those clubs?
Which
It's a
one?
legitimate question.
So the 58 I use like around the green, right, getting out of bunkers, things like that. 54 I hit like a buck 15-ish. So mid-range, I hit the 50 like 130.
130.
Yeah.
That's probably an 8-iron for me.
And then I hit the pitching wedge, depending on how hard I hit it, anywhere from like 140 to 155.
155 with a pitching wedge?
If I'm
Different game of golf than we're playing, Rich.
I'm at least using.
I'm out there trying to
I'm
get
at
it on the
least
fairway.
using a 7-iron to go 150.
yeah, that's like a good pitching wedge, like just a regular one. If I step on it, I could probably hit like 155.
Letzinger told me that you were the man for the long ball. The
That's
driver.
where he's got the
on
2.
driver. I mean, obviously,
The 2-iron,
you're putting up numbers, so let's
if it's-
talk.
if
Let's talk
it's-
driver.
yeah.
No, get the 2-iron out of the way.
All right.
Oh, the 2-iron.
When do you hit that?
I'll hit that off the tee if I don't want to hit a driver.
Just want to show off.
I hit it low, so it's good in the wind. It runs, and then if I need to hit it like a
Okay.
265-yard shot, 250, 265.
So trees, windy,
Yeah.
going down.
You know, a hole from hell that no one wants to tee off from. He's got the club.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would say that if we
It
we
runs.
should do an over/under on how many times a 2-iron has been used from the tee in competition play at the PGA Tour.
Thousands. Countless.
Thousands? Countless? I'll
Yeah.
take the under on countless.
Thousands of times.
Really?
They take like the whole tour takes like 1 million strokes every season.
I just feel like people just drive, man.
No.
I've never seen a 2-iron. I'll look it up on YouTube. 2-iron
Look
compilation.
up British Open Tiger 2-iron.
We'll put it on the
Yeah,
the
put it
thing
in the back,
afterwards.
yeah.
It'll be playing right now while we're talking. And there it is.
When he won in 2005 at Hoylake,
Yeah, of course.
right? It was too firm.
Big year for him.
Right?
I was a junior in high school. I remember watching that.
It was too firm to hit driver because the driver would run through the fairway into the rough and into the bunker.
You got to feel the grass to know that sort of stuff.
You can use your feet even. And so Tiger hit a lot of 2-irons off the tee
Mm-hmm.
because he could control it a little bit better.
Tell me the story while I get the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Handbrake.
Keep going.
yeah, that's about it. He hit it off almost every tee.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was just the club of choice for the British Open of 2005. And you got one of those. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I hit that thing fucking far as shit.
All right. Got aggressive.
Takes off like a laser, dude. It's a laser show out there.
Okay, driver. Let's talk driver.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What about it?
You're on a par 5, big beautiful fairway in front of you.
Mm.
How far are you smacking that thing? That's all I want to know.
I don't know. I probably average like 295, 300. If I hit a good one, I'll hit like 320.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I want to know that I've got you on the drive. That's all
Yeah?
I want to know.
Let's go out and play for some money.
We can drive for some money.
I'll still drive farther than you.
Dude, you just said you average 320 if you hit a good one.
Yeah. How
And
far,
so
are,
what
you
are
hitting? How
you-
far are you hitting it?
You're not following my Snapchat story?
Fuck no.
I do. All right.
Pull it out. Let's see it.
I mean, I don't even know if I got the picture still. But this was on the simulator. But
that doesn't mean shit.
I know you're gonna say that. I know you're gonna say that. That's fine. That's fine.
No, I didn't actually hit this ball. This ham is
No
right,
wind?
by the way, too. Of course not. It's indoors.
I don't know. Maybe they,
The dr-
stage it for
The
you.
draft from the AC came down. and
What was the
knocked
humidity like?
Yeah. This
Yeah,
ham
I
is
don't know.
fucking good,
But
by the way, too.
yeah, average is more than 295. Average is a good 320 hitting the long ball. I'd say the long was like 340, 350.
Mm.
So it just depends on what we're. I mean, if you want to put money on like one swing, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Excellent.
It's about
Well,
50
in the
degrees
spring
actually.
we'll shoot that episode.
Yeah.
Put that up here.
It'll be like 2 minutes. You'll just go hit, and then that'll be that.
We'll just drive out in the car and see who's farther.
Yeah, buy a whole green fee for that for that process. Okay.
I don't pay green fees, bro.
Excellent. That'd make a good T-shirt.
Nice polo like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just print it on a button-up shirt like
I
that.
don't pay green.
You don't see enough graphic button-up
Button-ups.
tees anymore.
That's those sort of like
Just slogans like that.
like those like a polo shirt with graphic.
It says something like 58s for getting out of bunkers.
Yeah. I don't pay green fees, bro.
Should be on the back like a bowling shirt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining.
Dude, I could fuck with some bowling shirts. Sawtooth needs bowling shirts.
They don't though.
It might be.
I like the
bowling.
idea of face masks. The buffs.
I don't at all.
All right. Well, that's 2 votes for no. I can see on you don't have to say it. I can see on your face that's a no.
Oh God, that would be. That was like the year.
One of our viewers out there really wants
Our
that to
team's
happen.
already douchey enough, dude.
13 minutes. Okay.
Our sophomore
Doing well.
year at UPS, our captain decided to go with tank top
Oh,
jerseys,
God. Awful.
and we wore them every chance we could. Raining, snowing, whatever, tank top.
You said it was awful.
Yeah, they look terrible.
We just look like a bunch of douchebags.
Oh, I see.
Everyone's in fucking tank tops. It's 40 degrees out. And it's raining.
It's hailing. There's hail. And we were douchebags.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's fitting.
When in Rome. Okay. So we covered Christmas, and that turned into a gambling long drive contest.
Yeah.
What about New Year's? Do you have? Luke and I were talking about goals.
Ooh, for the new year?
I want to open this conversation about goal setting, value that you might place or don't place on the process of goals to begin with.
Super. I mean, I don't do it in my life. It's very
Super important.
It's really important.
I don't do it.
I don't do it. It's really important. Any successful group has good goal setting.
Anyone who gets stuff done is all about writing down goals. I've never done it
Yeah,
personally.
I don't do it at all. I've just sort of like drifted through life with no real direction. And it's got
Okay.
me to
You
this
made
table,
it.
so
Well, you made it.
It got you here, and this is the penultimate of success.
yeah.
You made it.
This is like
This is going to springboard you like
people
Sam
are going to
Harris
see
and
the original.
Jordan Peterson.
People are going to see the original bad boys of podcasting and be like, "God damn, we need those guys on our show. We got to pay them money."
I feel like just
Are we
qualifying.
getting
There's
paid?
only one bad boy of podcasting. That's you.
Well, I'm the West Coast bad boy.
You're really going after me on this podcast.
I mean,
Maybe it's because you were disappointed
do
in
you
the
want
last
to be?
one.
Do you want to be the bad boy of podcasting?
We're the original
I
bad
don't
boys of
wanna be-
podcasting.
I am me. I don't need to be anything else. I don't need to be a West Coast bad boy.
That's what I'm saying. He can be the bad boy. I don't want to be lumped in with the bad boys of podcasting.
No, you're not. It's us.
Okay, fine.
You.
There we go.
You're just-
Thank you. That's all I said, and you got upset.
Yeah, but
No, you're the bad boy. All right, we got that figured out.
I guess I'm the original bad boy of podcasting.
guess so.
Fantastic. You were saying you don't. Right before we started actually recording, though, let's pick up that conversation about
I
goals.
was just saying, I think that it's good to set goals, but I think that doing it on New Year's or whatever puts too much pressure. Everyone does a ton of different goals, and so you can't. I think it's better to stagger it out. And then if you do mess up, it's like this collapse of your whole fucking 2019 is ruined because you, you fucked up in one
You
way.
didn't go to the
for one
gym
day. Yeah, for like a
3
weekend
times,
or
yeah.
whatever. And then all of a sudden, you don't go to the gym anymore. You gain 100 pounds.
That's a good point.
You get divorced.
So you put all this.
Yeah.
You put all this emphasis up front.
Yeah.
You built the house of cards,
Mm-hmm.
and then you let it come crumbling down.
Yeah.
Now, and you don't have the ground. Pick yourself
Right.
up.
Well, you have multiple goals too.
Well, it's
Most
like-
people don't just set like one goal.
Right,
It's
right,
like here's all these really, frankly, unrealistic goals for everyone who's really busy,
Mm-hmm.
and then they fuck up and then they're gone.
It's
So I
like
think it's
those
better
people
to
that-
just
I'll give
like set a general idea.
I'll give you my view on the matter as a super successful podcaster,
Yeah, podcast maven.
and
Uh-huh.
and we know that podcasters love to give themselves the platform of telling other people what to do with their lives. So this is going to be my chance to do that. Are you listening? I always set a financial goal, so I always have a savings number for the year that I want to save. and that might be going towards something like a house. So
What percentage you kicking in every year? 20? You saving 20%?
hang on. Let's build a platform first. The idea behind it, not the specifics of my situation, but everyone should have a savings goal. And if you're trying to save up for your car, or if you're trying to save up so that you can play Ultimate and not bum off people, if you're trying to save up for whatever reason,
Get a job.
yeah. Whatever your reason is, that changes your number, right? So if it's retirement, if it's the house, like at a certain point, I started setting my eyes on a place, and that became this place. So most of the significant things that I have or have done come from written goals, and so this house came from written goals. Buying a camera came from written goals, and this laptop came from written goals. At the time, it was to do more like LLC consulting stuff, which I'm available for. So it shifted, but like I went and purchased that. Mainly, the written goal tells me not to doubt the purchase. Like, as a conservative person, I'll like look at that. Well, I don't really need that now, or I can get away with a cheaper thing, or like I'll talk myself out of it. I'm not really going to do anything valuable with a camera. I'm just going to like BS around with my friends on podcasts. But the fact that I wrote it down and I'm like, no, this is something I want to try to do, and that's the final push. Buying a house is super scary, and
sure.
like that being written down is like, no, you wrote it down because you got consultation from other trusted sources, like people who were older and wiser and wealthier and did what you want to do. They told you to do this and you wrote it down. Like, that's that final nudge to make something happen. So I always have a financial goal. I usually have a career goal, something for my actual vocation. Then I have a bunch of hobby goals. It might be exercise goals, but like, I've never had to write down like I want to lose 30 pounds by this date or something. But I think I would write down that goal like I want to lose 30 pounds in the year and give myself a leniency towards it. But I think you'll find that whatever you write down for the whole year, most of those goals get accomplished by April and May. Like, even selling the Jeep, trading the motorcycle, ending up with a vehicle that had like heat and air and high capacity for road trip. Serious. So the Jeep, like the way that the goal was written down was not I want to have a van. The goal was I want to have a vehicle that has air conditioning and heat and good and decent gas mileage and the capacity to take road trips and take gear. And it ended up taking shape as the van, but like that was part of a written goal process, and it kept me motivated to like. I still have the notebook that has goals from each of these years. So there's like an old cliche like saying about some Harvard study that like the people who had goals and wrote them down, like 80% of them accomplished all of them. And then it goes from there. It's like, hey, did you have goals but didn't write them down? And maybe 60% of people accomplished them. And then did you just not have goals? And then I don't remember if it was some sort of satisfaction rating on the survey or what, but just the results were staggering in the survey itself. I think there's a lot that supports writing down some kind of goal. And New Year might be cliche, kind of take some of the genuineness out of it, but it's at least, I think, a time to do it. If you're gonna write something down, might as well start New Year's.
Yeah, but you're taking a different approach than somebody that has never gone to the gym. It's like, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week for the entire year.
So it's unrealistic, right?
No, you're not.
I know that I'm going to accomplish my goals. For me, the goal is the reminder to continually try to do it. Or like, it's easy to get that goal. So to answer your question about like savings percent.
Do you think of it in terms of a percentage or a...
I don't, but I can translate it into a percentage.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Let me tell you my goals.
It's probably 20% a year.
Yeah.
And that's in a mix of 401k, retirement stuff, and checking account savings.
Mm-hmm.
Short answer.
Do you do any investing?
I used to do brokerage account with liquid funds, but I don't do that any longer. I've moved that into this home, the equity and down payment on it, and then 2, a managed 401k account.
Yeah. Just through your company, right?
What I found over 6 years with a brokerage account of picking and choosing my winners and losers and playing with my discretionary income was I broke even over 6 years. And so to me, and I made a big bet in 2015. I thought there was going to be a big crash, and I made a big bet and lost a bunch of money. But it ended up still kind of, like I said, breaking even, and I thought that was a lot of work, a lot of time to break even. and I don't want to just be checking every day. I did buy a hold. I did daily transactions, and with
Any shorting? Any options?
yeah, I did options. No, I'm sorry. I had an options account with Scottrade. I never purchased the actual options. I looked into it, researched. I don't know that I may have done a short transaction. I had a leverage like options and shorting account, but with the amount that was in it was like you got like 4 round trips in a day, I think it was, or 3-day period. So you could like day trade 2 or 3 transactions, and then you're kind of done for like 3 or 4 days. If you wanted to do more day trading, and it was like $7 every trade, or maybe $5 at the lowest. So you had to really dump money in if you wanted an account that would give you the ability to
Fuck around.
day trade as much as you want and cover your stuff. So for me, it was like, can I learn this process? Can I dabble in it and make my lunch money? So I just want to make like $8. Can I make a trade with $8 and be learning the process? Not unlike, can I get a camera and start a YouTube channel, and can I
If you just
learn the
messing around
process?
messing around with Robinhood.
No, I'm probably not interested. Like,
Robinhood's
like a phone
it's an
app,
app
right?
you can trade, and there's no trading fee.
It's pretty amazing.
It's a day trading app.
Interesting. No,
All
I'll
like
look into it.
a bunch of the kids in my program that have a ton of disposable money trade on it.
Do they just make their money on advertising revenue?
Probably.
I was
They
wrong.
probably have like you can probably pay money to get different perks for your account. I haven't really.
Or do
found
they,
out.
or they maybe take the inverse of your transaction? Some platforms do that as well.
I'm not sure.
So a lot of the day trading, like once you start doing it, and you start getting on these advertisements, and you get these videos of guys who are like, and it's cool to watch day traders on YouTube making $4 grand right in front of your eyes in 20 seconds. You come to learn that those guys actually own the platform that you have to use to trade, and it literally takes the inverse of your trade. So when you lose money, it makes money, and when you make money, it loses money, and it like, if it, in short, they're just, the more you trade, the more money they make. They charge a transaction fee and take the inverse position. So if you lose like their money, they win it back, kind of thing. They're like, hey, you can trade with our money, and if you lose it, they just make it back on the return. Anyway, it gets like, there's a bunch of stuff out there that wants to like make trading look super easy,
No,
and
it's hard.
hey, just follow my process. You can go live in Dubai, you can go fly around, be in Hawaii, and go rock climbing with spider monkeys, and then on your lunch break make 15 grand.
Yeah, who's that dumbass that's like he pops up in advertisements on YouTube videos? Who's like, I forget his name.
Ty Lopez?
Yes.
I see that shit on
Calling you out, bro.
Am I in the scene? Alright, can you see me if I sit back?
You're in the frame. The top of your head isn't, but you're pretty much in the frame.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
Now what the fuck? I'm like,
Hang
let's
on.
just cut you out here. There we go.
Alright.
Yeah, that dumbass Ty Lopez who's like, just with all these.
Don't
like,
at me, Ty.
Yeah. There's like 8 obviously rented Lamborghinis in his garage, and he's just like, I made all this money, and I don't have to work at all, and you could be a billionaire too.
Follow my program. Yeah, it, like I've seen this video where he has like a lunch of like 15, 20 people, and he made each of them into millionaires, kind of thing. But my favorite thing about showing you all the Lamborghinis and stuff is he's like in the garage, just bookshelves full of books, and he's just like, I want to show you my library, and it's Lamborghini, and you know, I have all these cars, but these cars just aren't important, man. It's the books, it's the knowledge, it's the literature. It's
He's like, I've read all these books. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have it, dude.
Pretty sure you went to the thrift store and just bought the whole bookshelf.
Yeah. It's like, here's 18 people that I paid to pretend that I made them money.
Can I, besides
What
the fact
does
that
he
Ty
even
Lopez,
do?
he sells his program on how to get rich. The other thing is like when
He's a salesman.
when you saw Bitcoin take off, then he produced videos on. Now he's a Bitcoin expert. So he's gonna give you his secrets, his lessons, his program on how to trade Bitcoin and how you can become a millionaire with that. So the man's just a genius at everything.
On the cryptocurrency Reddit, the top post is the National Suicide Hotline.
Wow.
Because after it crashed,
Oh. Yeah. I
Yikes,
try to
that
tell
got
people.
heavy there. Why
It
do we
is,
have to
dude.
go there?
And people,
I try to tell people get out of that stuff.
people had like $500,000 in Bitcoin, and then it lost like they
It
lost.
went from like 16, 17 down to 3.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to put that in terms of percentage.
It crashed. It went off a cliff.
But I had a friend he's still in it. He actually is a part of a company that's making their own currency. But that craziness aside, I was telling him about 3D stocks. So back in like 2010, when I was big into my brokerage account, I was following 3D, and Motley Fool was following 3D stocks. So you had Stratasys and you had 3D corporations, and they were making the printers, and they were making like every day new technology would come out, and they're like, they can 3D print hip sockets, and they can 3D print flesh, and you're gonna have ears made out of 3D printed flesh, and like anytime news came out, it was like 10% one day, and then the next day maybe down 5-6, and the next day up another 7-8, and like it literally just bubbled the exact same kind. You see it just stagnant. News and hype and everything kicks on. It just launches like hyperbolically, and then eventually a very steep crash.
Yeah.
And so I kind of try to catch the knife when it's falling and you hope for that like
try to short it.
Boost back up, or you can if you see it coming, you're smart enough to short it. But if you don't, then people are like, oh, okay, it's down 10. I'll buy more. I'll double down, whatever, and then it goes up to 2 or 3, and then boom, down 15 one day. Like it was double digits in a single day. So it was a wild ride, and I remember riding like that. Those types of stocks were what was offsetting losses for me on other purchases. Like that made me a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons that I broke even, was that was actually offsetting worse decisions over here. But yeah, I was like, man, this looks exactly the same. And now 3D stocks are like perfectly irrelevant, even though the 3D technology is probably still more prevalent. Like I was convinced everybody was going to have something this size in their home, and they were just going to be making all their own widgets. You need a new spoon or a new pair of glasses, you just make it right in your house, and then like everybody would have them. It would be as cheap as regular printers.
Someday.
That hasn't materialized yet.
Right. And it probably won't. It's still going to be like an inventor, tinkerer, prototype kind of thing. You want to make a prototype for that thing. Or like people do make stuff, but it's still it still requires a great deal of intelligence and understanding. Like you can't just
3D print up a spoon.
Like, exactly. Alexa, make me another phone charger.
Alexa, spoon.
Maybe someday.
Because that's ultimately the thing about like people's ability to work with technology, not that great overall. If you're just looking at the straight mode or median, is not great.
Terrible. My parents are useless, dude.
So imagine them trying to...
My dad's
on camera, dog.
Hey, I love my parents. They're both very intelligent. Shouts out. Yeah, shouts out Jim Impey. Get a golf lesson. But like my dad's computer wasn't working. He was like, I think I just have to buy a new one. No, you don't. I can just fix it, dude.
Screen's black.
Yeah, just it's not quite that level, but it's like, yeah, it won't boot up. I was like, oh, did you like go into safe mode and try to boot it from there? Like, what?
I was in danger mode the whole time.
Yeah.
You were in danger mode, Dad.
I like that too, that having safe mode implies the other mode is danger mode.
We live in danger mode every day.
Yeah.
We do. You
Okay.
do. You definitely do.
I definitely do.
You bought a
This is pretty full.
You bought a
One day.
You bought a weekday Four Loko.
There's a lot of weight in there.
Yeah, but one day it's gonna sneak up on you. You're gonna be a little overconfident.
You're gonna get stung, dude.
You're gonna get stung.
Well, these don't have the caffeine in them anymore.
That's when you got.
That's when you got fucked up.
I had a good idea to remake the ones with caffeine and call them 5 Crazies. So that was going to be a business idea. That was $1 million idea. Other $1 million idea
They're illegal. You can't.
was,
Yeah.
well,
I don't know how you're gonna get around that one.
plenty of people make money doing things that aren't legal.
Do you really
Are
want to
you-
go
are
to
you-
jail for?
Are you implying that you're gonna be
5 Crazies.
Yeah,
Five
five
crazy.
crazy.
You're gonna be a Four Loko drug dealer? Is that the?
Selling out of the van.
Like, pull like parked next to the 7-Eleven. Like,
Yeah.
Hey,
you
you,
go
want
there.
that, you got that caffeine in there?
hey, you got caffeine in that?
I got your single crazies, dude.
Yeah.
The other idea.
Cinco crazy.
This idea was legal, but we got beat to the punch. So Letzinger said that he had all the brewing technology and gear required to make LaCroix, which he really loves LaCroix. I hate LaCroix. I call it LaCroix. And he decides, he's like,
Very original. That was good.
he's like, he says, we could spike it. I'm like, that's it. That's our $1 million idea. We're gonna spike LaCroix and we're gonna call it LaCronk. Oh.
Oh, hey!
Oh. Well.
I'm glad I caught that though, because that could have been a 10-minute pause before anyone realized that the.
But that you probably caught it going into sleep mode, so it probably
is it
had
still
been
going?
probably had been paused for a while. We're at 35. That thing cut off at 30.
Oh god damn!
So they're probably
that last bit was pretty good.
Yeah.
It is a well, none of the audio. Still,
I bet you can
still
turn
all
off
there.
the
We're just gonna
sleep
recycle
Audio all
the video.
Okay.
Hey,
so
You should look into turning
the
off
reason,
sleep mode.
right. There is a way to hack it, kind of. You push some buttons and turn it
You
on
go
and
into
off.
settings and then-
But the thing, it's not just a settings thing.
There's a way you can
It's-
hack it. You go into the menu.
No,
Settings.
the
And then
purpose.
sleep mode off.
Old people in technology.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy hack.
The reason it does that is if it stayed open and on too long, it could burn. Like some sort of piece inside would overheat.
Mm.
Just light on fire.
I don't know.
So it'd be like a Samsung Galaxy.
Probably. That was maybe their main issue. So anyway, now you just push the button and I'm sure it doesn't cool off any faster. But yeah, that's becoming a hallmark feature of our podcast is blackouts on the video.
Or you just put some pictures in.
Yeah.
The guy at Lumix was like, "Hey,
Maybe
so we
that's-
designed the camera, but if it goes for more than 40 minutes, it lights on fire. Do you want us to try to fix that?" Like,
No.
nah,
Just don't tell anyone.
just put sleep mode in.
Oh,
Is that a
jeez.
beta fish, by the way?
It is, yeah. I don't remember its name, but that's Derek's.
Oh, is he living here?
He is. Derek's my roommate.
Where's he at?
He's in Sandpoint right now.
This is why you gotta be on time. This exact conversation happened. Ask about the beta.
Beta.
Upstairs. Ask where Derek was.
I had to pick my dad up because he locked his car keys in
OP1 Technology.
his office, and so he couldn't.
In his office.
Where were his office keys?
So his office keys were accidentally in there too. So he locked his
jeez.
office keys, his phone, his wallet, his watch, and his car keys in his office.
Where did he go where he didn't need any of those items?
He walked to the 36th Street Bistro. Got on the. This is why Boise Idaho is great. Got on the phone, called,
with no wallet.
and they gave. He's like, "Hey, I'm calling my son up. Can you give me a glass of wine?" And they did. They gave him 2.
And then you had to pay for it? It's just payback. At least paying for school or whatever. Like,
No, I wasn't upset by that, but it was great. He was just like, "Hey, so
Son, I need you to come down here, bring my spare keys, and $14.
yeah." Exactly. He's like, "Oh, do you have your wallet on you?" I was like, "Yeah, I have." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to buy this wine."
Love it.
I'll be there in like 20 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's what you were doing just before this.
No, I had to take him back
Going on a
home, too.
wine date with Dad. But did you bring him extra keys, or you had to take him home, and now he's gonna
I had
take
to take him
another
home.
vehicle back to work? Figure this thing
He
out.
just punted till tomorrow. He was like,
I'll figure out the office.
he was like, "I don't need to be
I
there
don't
till
need a
tomorrow."
phone or a wallet until tomorrow. It's
He
fine.
doesn't.
I'm looking forward to that point in my life when I don't need, like, I can just go home, watch TV, have some wine, and like,
Just go to bed.
fuck it, I don't need any of that.
That's living. Yeah.
He's doing something right.
It means you've lived. Not
No,
necessarily
you're
lived.
living. You're living.
Mhm. I don't know.
Oh boy, Jim, your life's over. According to Luke.
That's not what I said.
No, your life's not over, Jim.
All
How
right.
did you know my dad's name? Have I told you?
We've talked about it.
Okay.
We've talked about
He
it.
also said it multiple times in the camera.
That's probably 8th or 9th time. I think we've said it just tonight. I'll get a counter up on the in post.
Jim
Just a
counter.
tally
Yeah,
on
put a
it.
tally right here. It's gonna be right
And
here.
we're gonna have to play that 5 minutes of just probably Tiger just teeing off with,
Yeah, the
with
two
a 2-iron.
violation.
Just nothing but that going on while the blackout's happening.
Throwback.
That happens. I think the last blackout, I just put fly fishing footage from another trip that never turned into it. We went fly fishing. We were going to podcast out in the wild.
Who went? You and Josh.
Letzinger and Sawdog.
Oh.
And then
I need
mini
to see the dog.
Letzinger.
I was
And
gonna see what the plan is after this, after we wrap up this wonderful podcast.
You guys want to talk about your plans after this now?
No.
We'll table that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Table.
Anyway, we went fly fishing. We were gonna do some sort of conversation out in the wild, and it never materialized. I almost lost the keys to get us out of the wilderness.
Uh-oh.
We're like way up north of Mountain Home, like a good hour out in the middle of nowhere, and the keys were literally just scattered somewhere in the rock bed of like this little sandbar island in the middle of the river. So we had to go back and just look for just the tiniest hint of where these keys were, and we were about ready to give up hope, and I think Josh's brother just randomly found them. It's a miracle.
Much rejoicing.
That sounds like a miracle.
Then we had, I was thinking about maybe doing the
Shouts out to
podcast
God.
then. Yeah, maybe doing the podcast over lunch, but then we went into Wingers and just talked it up without the camera.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
You should have done the
It wasn't
podcast
until the
at
beer
Wingers.
episode that we ended up using the footage from fly fishing.
What was the beer episode?
Come on,
I gotta
here.
tell you, I haven't
Come
seen
on
any.
here on my podcast.
I haven't seen any of your other ones besides the tape you showed me.
Well, check them out. Check them out.
I don't know if I want to listen to Taylor on Skype.
Well, it's not any worse than listening to him here.
Yeah, but you know, we're here, we're like drinking beer and whatnot. I don't need to sit and watch him on my computer.
Yeah.
You and him.
Next time you're lonely though, and you just need a
Yeah,
voice
you
to
just need-
fill the background. Because that happens. We get in those points in our life. I need something
just
to
need
just
some-
break the
What
silence.
I need Rich Brown.
I need Rich
Taylor
and
beer.
Taylor shooting the breeze.
Mm.
And we shot it good.
A wide range of topics.
We shot the breeze, man. We covered business.
Oh, good.
Dating apps, leadership.
A little bit of everything.
I'm on Hinge, by the way, now.
It's that.
You're
It's
what
a
now?
dating. It's a dating app.
You're
Tell
unhinged?
us about it.
On Hinge.
I thought you said you're unhinged now.
I-
No, it's the same thing. But tell us the experience. So we have. I've used Tinder.
right.
I've used Bumble. What have you used? Life.
Back when I was a single man, those two.
Okay. We've not used Hinge, but I have seen the ads. I thought it was a little bit hokey. like maybe they were just because the ads, you know,
What is
it's
it?
like
Find a.
just paid ads. It just seemed like it was the exact same thing.
What's
So
the difference?
This is Belinda's
that you
Hinge.
can
This
get-
is Belinda's Hinge profile.
Is this for like groups?
No, this is
Tell us about the experience of Hinge and why use it versus other apps.
my buddy Dan said that it was good.
Okay.
So it came highly recommended. to
Dan
you.
is a man we respect.
Well.
When
based on
Dan
the
says
stories
it's
I've
good,
heard.
Yeah, hey,
I don't
whoa,
know.
whoa, hey.
when Dan says it's good, it's good.
No, he's a good dude.
This is Belinda's Hinge profile, right? And so you must answer 3 questions, and then you post some pictures of it.
Bumble has questions now too.
So,
Interesting.
for instance,
The other one I saw ads for was Hilly.
What the hell is that? Oh yeah.
Are we live? Are we doing it live now? Let's
Yeah,
do it
you
live.
want us to look at
Let's
my
do it live.
profile?
No. We want to match and message is what we want to
So
do.
I'm cultured.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
traveled.
Right? I've been around.
Let's show the camera.
Well,
Zoom
I
in. The camera's not gonna be able to see, dude.
Sure they will.
No, they won't. They can't see shit.
All right.
I just want to.
Hey, find me on if you want to see the
Hey,
profile.
you want to see
ladies,
the profile? Get on Hinge.
get on Hinge. Right?
Okay.
Oh, I'm cultured.
Yeah. It's a group photo. We can't tell which one you are.
Is that spelled correctly?
Hermione, I think so. I'm really not a Harry Potter fan. I
All right.
just figured that would work, and guess what? It has.
Okay. And it says
So
my
it's a
childhood
scam from the
crush.
beginning. From the beginning, it's a scam.
Yeah.
You're cultured? No.
No.
You're a Harry Potter fan? No.
Is that Phil?
That's my buddy Logan.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
it looks a lot like
That's
Phil.
me smoking some weed because we were hungover driving to Bellingham.
Okay. Well, you can't see it in the picture though. It just is him holding his hand roughly like this.
You can right?
You're not supposed to gather that. Do you think the image? So just 2 pictures?
No. And I
Okay.
got me
Ah,
dumb.
there we go.
Oh,
There it
playing
is.
frisbee.
Liberal.
Liberal and Boise.
Agnostic
Idaho.
liberal.
Agnostic liberal.
So Bumble now has the same things. You put your political affiliation and your religious
Yeah,
affiliation.
you don't
if
have
you want.
You don't have
Well, we
to
had
put
a
any of
discussion
this.
about this, and it was
And I
along those
say,
lines of like
it
cutting
says-
out the bullshit.
So I drink. I don't smoke cigarettes. I sometimes use weed, and I sometimes do drugs.
They don't have a,
See,
they
those
don't
are-
have a
those are good.
specific. They don't have a specific for drugs and
Because
weed
you don't
on
want
Bumble.
to, get involved with somebody who's
Right? There's me.
Not
I'm
a-
an
I
Agnostic
thought it was
liberal.
refreshing
I'm
to
athletic. I'm
see.
successful. Okay, I dunked on this guy.
Well,
You know that. You know. I thought it was refreshing to see that
And
there
then
was a
I'm a-
diversity of religious and political affiliation, where I felt like.
And look at that. You can see that.
Oh my goodness! You can't be.
You can see them cheeks.
That's the selling
Focus!
Ladies, get at me. And then I got a cute picture.
When
Right
you were a
below
kid?
that picture?
When you were.
That was the ending. Here's my ass, and here I am when I was a kid.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness!
And that is my pet peeve. People that don't pull all the way over to the right when they turn. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
You know,
your
first
pet peeve is the walkers and bikers at USC.
Oh, that's another one, but that wasn't as. God damn, those fuckers pissed me off, dude.
All right, how are we doing on matches? What kind of numbers are we pulling here?
I downloaded it on Friday.
Okay, today for context is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. I think I have 10.
No. Today is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
1,
No, I
2,
downloaded it.
3,
When did I download
4,
it?
5, 6, 7.
I
That's
got
a
it.
week.
I got it Sunday. Sorry, on Sunday.
Five.
Let's see how many matches do I have.
In Boise.
Okay, so is this one where like Bumble?
So you're
where-
matching in Boise, like
I have
like a
1, 2,
reckless
3,
clown
4,
because you're
5,
going back
6,
to USC.
7. I have 7 matches.
All right, that's
Have you
one a day.
texted any of them?
I have.
Have any responded?
Some have.
Do you
So one has.
you get to message whenever you want, right? It's not a ladies go first kind of thing.
No. Although
Sam time.
you can also see who likes you.
Ooh,
And you can choose.
without the paid edition.
You can choose. No. So if someone likes you, and you can choose whether or not to accept that.
Ooh,
So it's like, hey,
yeah.
this person sent
Hey.
you a like.
Yeah,
right?
not
So,
hey. It's hey.
Hey. Oh, Sarah. Ooh.
Okay, let's evaluate. What are we doing here?
So this is Sarah's profile, right?
In Boise, right?
In Boise.
Excellent.
You should leave a comment if you love dogs, live music, and hang out at breweries. I love all of those.
You do all of those every day.
I don't know about that first one.
You love a dog every day.
I don't have it. She's pretty cute. Where is that? It's a
You should say. You should respond.
She's
I have
20
loved.
She's
a
26. I love the dog. She's 26. Doesn't drink or do drugs.
But she likes to go to
Dog.
breweries.
She's been to China.
I'm confused.
Or
she doesn't
Chinatown.
drink, but she likes to hang out at breweries.
She
Yeah.
sometimes drinks.
Sometimes.
Sometimes drinks.
I'm kind of looking for yeses to that one, but okay.
So this would also allow you to use a filter, right? To search.
Yes.
I want to limit my results to the
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know.
I allowed conservatives because I believe in
I
reaching
allowed
across-
conservatives. Oh boy.
I believe in reaching across the aisle.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Reaching our never
Italy.
mind. Never mind.
Reaching around the aisle.
Oh, dude, there it goes. I didn't have to say it.
Yeah. Next vacation, she wants to go to Italy. I like Italy.
Who doesn't?
I get along best with people who laugh easily and enjoy overindulging in coffee.
Overindulging in coffee sounds dangerous.
You know what? I'm gonna throw her a like, and what you do is you pick a specific thing to like.
Message her about the
that's
coffee.
interesting.
Let's like her about the coffee.
Okay. So,
And then you tell her like, I'm into a coffee enema myself.
I'm not gonna do that. So
Those are a real thing.
right. Boom. I know they're a real thing. Sarah, I get along best with people who laugh and enjoy overindulging in coffee.
Are you gonna add a comment?
I'm not.
Oh, please, let me write that. I guarantee you we will get a good response.
I demand complete editorial control over your comment.
Oh, you just don't know. You just don't know. All right. Thank you.
This is my good name.
Well, I get along best with people who laugh easily and enjoy overindulging in coffee. I really want to go with the coffee enema line. I've had a coffee enema myself. It was hilarious. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Does that work? Do you send these on your own? Were you sending these type of messages out on your own?
How do you spell enema?
E-N-E-M-A. I'm passionate about spelling, dog. I'm passionate about the written word.
Now the viewers just don't know what's going on. They're just gonna be...
Yeah, they do.
I had a coffee enema myself. It was hilarious. Anything after that?
Throw a
Just,
winky face.
Hey, girl.
Throw a winky face up in that. Throw a winky face up in that bitch, dog.
Let's just say, we need like another catchphrase. As long as you leave that in place, add what you want on top
That
of
was
that.
hilarious. Hey.
Yeah, hey. Yeah. Send. That like. You got
Boom.
it. You got it.
Right?
Well, with that, folks, I think we're going to wrap up the podcast. So
That's it.
that's all she wrote, I think.
We gotta see if Sarah gets back at me, yo.
So
Well,
just like that, we're just gonna end
just
it.
like that, it's time to go. I've got a birthday party to get to that involves
right.
a costume I have to put on.
What costume?
It's gold theme, so maybe I'll post pictures of that here.
Gold.
I see a bunch of stuff flashing on the camera. I don't know. Probably none of this probably works, so it's fine.
It's gold.
Gold theme, because it's a golden birthday. So someone's turning 27 on the 27th. So it's golden birthday.
That is really exciting.
Yeah, damn. Why don't you invite us
Indeed.
to this, dude?
It's not an open invite situation.
Well,
I
we'd
didn't
love
say
to
it
come.
was. I didn't ask if it was an open invite.
So why don't I do my? What do you got this gold?
Let's just follow.
My
Because
heart.
you're filming
We know Rich.
My heart.
it. Is what? That's
what I have to
golden.
tell them.
All right. Well, that's enough from us, folks. We appreciate you. Any final closing
No.
thoughts for you? No, just end it.